You know, this YouTube boxing is crazy, right? 1 week I got the Crawford fanboys mad at me. Not the Crawford fans. We're talking about the Crawford fanboys, the extremists. Then on the next video I do, we have the Canelo fanboys crying and whining. I'm not a fan of fighters. I'm a fan of the sport, and I'm a fan of greatness. And Terence Crawford showed greatness Saturday. You're not going to make me feel bad for picking Canelo to win the fight. Yes, I got it wrong, and I ate crow for that. But I'm not mad, I'm not sad or nothing. How could I be sad when Terence Crawford displayed greatness on Saturday night? 3-time undisputed, 5-division champ. How could I be mad about that? But it hurt these grown men so much that I picked against Terence Crawford. It was nothing personal. It was just a logical pick. Now you go on the other side of the token. We're talking about the Canelo fanboys, right? They are in complete denial. They are accusing of Terence Crawford running the whole fight. They're accusing the judges favoring Terence Crawford. They are in complete denial that Terence Crawford put a boxing clinic on Canelo Saturday night, that they have to watch the fight over and over again. They just can't believe it, even though Canelo said this.
He's a great fighter, and I did what I supposed to do, right? I tried for every way, and I trained really hard, and he deserved all the credit. No, I try my best tonight, and I just cannot figure out the style.
Now let's move forward. I don't know if Canelo's going to want a rematch or not. It doesn't seem like he would, but we'll see what happens. Now, Turkey Al-Rashid put this tweet out right after the fight. Can David Benavidez still make 168 pounds? Now, boxing fans, I'm not talking about the real boxing fans out there. Are you really surprised this came out? I told you this a couple of weeks ago when we was talking about the fight. If Crawford beats Canelo, this is what the people, Canelo Alvarez fans, gonna want. This is what the Crawford haters are gonna want. They're gonna want this fight next. But before we dive into that, let's go back to what Canelo said about Terence Crawford.
He's a great fighter, and I did what I supposed to do, right? I tried for every way, and I trained really hard, and he deserved all the credit. No, I try my best tonight, and I just cannot figure out the style.
Are you hearing what Canelo's telling us? Canelo said we trained, we had a great training camp. I did what I was supposed to do, but I could not solve the Crawford puzzle. This is a guy who's been in it with Mayweather, Triple G, Cotto, Bivol. We thought he saw everything, right? We thought he saw everything. And he told Crawford before the fight, you are nothing special. I've seen you before. After the fight, he says he never seen his style. He's never seen anybody like Terence Crawford. And that tells you how special Terence Crawford is. But now you have these content creators that were big Canelo supporters, big Canelo fanboys, and they just turned their back on Canelo. Now they're saying he's a B-class fighter. He's overrated because he lost to Terence Crawford. And I said, after this fight, whoever loses is still a great fighter. And Canelo is still a great fighter. If I say he's a B-class fighter now, I'm taking credit away from Terence Crawford. And I'm not going to do that. But they turned their back on Canelo, and I knew this was going to happen. Now, let's listen to Bo Mac's opinion on Terence Crawford fighting David Benavidez.
He did at that. He was like Benavidez.
Yeah, he
Turkey,
did.
So.
Turkey just posted that this morning, wondering if Benavidez can make 168. Maybe he has plans or ideas of maybe trying to match up Benavidez and Terence Crawford.
No,
there.
man. No, I ain't doing that fight.
Maybe planning on vacating the belts.
No, we ain't gonna vacate the belts. You know, we just gonna sit where we need to sit for a minute, and then, just like I said, get back in the gym and do our thing.
Honest.
He really is, because David Benavidez, he can fight his ass off, you know, and I told him that a long time. I told him that when, you know what I mean, before I fought his brother. And I said, man, dude, you can fight, dude. You're going to do big things. But the dude going to come in at like 200, 210. You know what I mean? I get why Canelo, you know, was like, I don't need to fight this dude because, you know, one, he can take a punch. He's going to come in there and going to just lay on you and bulldoze you, you know.
Right.
And Canelo just didn't want that, you know what I mean, work. But me personally, I believe in my skills and my ability that I can beat anybody.
Now I tell people who listen to me, who supports my channel, and I thank them for this, but I tell them, do not argue with people like this. Terence Crawford has to beat David Benavidez or Usyk in his next fight. I'm still not convinced he's that great yet. I just don't see it. But this is the same guy that supports Gervonta Davis and Errol Spence. Make it make sense. These guys are not interested in Terence Crawford proving his greatness. They are interested in Terence Crawford being beaten. This guy is still butthurt from Terence Crawford beating Errol Spence. And he's trying and searching for somebody to get in the ring and beat Terence Crawford. So the next guy up they're latching their bandwagon to is David Benavidez. They're getting on the David Benavidez bandwagon hoping that he could beat Terence Crawford. But you have heard what Terence Crawford has said. With my skills, I could beat anybody. And I believe Terence Crawford. With his skills, he shows he can beat and adapt to any style and beat anybody. So I'm not so sure that David Benavidez wants to go down to 168 and fight at Terence Crawford. And the same people that are asking Terence Crawford to fight David Benavidez is the same people that said David Benavidez did not deserve a fight with Canelo Alvarez, right? But now since Bud is undisputed at 168, they want him to fight David Benavidez. Make it make sense. And what happens if Bud beats David Benavidez? You know what they're going to say? Well, David Benavidez was drained at the weight. Like Coach Malachi said, you can't make anybody like you. If they don't like you, they just don't like you. Leave your comments below. Beezy, I'm gone.